The most critical pillar of the Golden Age of Islam, the House of Wisdom, Bayt al-Hikmah. Established in Baghdad during the 8th century CE under the Abbasid Caliphate, it became a cornerstone of the Islamic Golden Age, embodying a profound commitment to intellectual pursuit and cross-cultural collaboration. Initially founded as a library under Caliph Harun al-Rashid, it reached its zenith under Caliph Al-Ma'mun, who transformed it into a comprehensive learning academy. The House of Wisdom was a hub for the translation movement, where scholars like Hunayn ibn Ishaq, a Christian polymath, translated Greek, Persian, and Indian texts into Arabic. This effort preserved and synthesized the intellectual heritage of ancient civilizations. Beyond Baghdad, major libraries were established in cities like Cordoba, Cairo, and Damascus. The Library of Cordoba, under Caliph Al-Hakam II, reportedly housed over 400,000 manuscripts, making it one of the largest libraries of its time. Madrasas, educational institutions, and private libraries flourished, ensuring that knowledge reached scholars and students in remote areas. Institutions like the observatories at Maraga and Samarkand combined practical experimentation with theoretical studies, contributing to fields like astronomy and engineering. These academies became places where scholars debated, innovated, and collaborated, setting the stage for modern scientific methodologies. Beyond translation, scholars like al-Khwarizmi, the father of algebra, and Al-Kindi, a philosopher and mathematician, made groundbreaking contributions in mathematics, astronomy, medicine. Ibn al-Haytham set ground rules for scientific demonstration and single-handedly defined the field of optics that became the benchmark for future scientists like Isaac Newton. Tabit ibn Qurra advanced geometry and mechanics, expanding on works by Archimedes and Euclid, while astronomers and mathematicians refined trigonometry and astronomical tables. These advancements influenced Islamic science and European Renaissance figures like Copernicus. The impact of the House of Wisdom extended to practical applications such as navigation, engineering, and medicine. Its inclusive and multilingual approach facilitated the preservation and dissemination of critical knowledge, ensuring the survival of ancient texts and fostering original discoveries. Under Al-Ma'mun's patronage, rare manuscripts were acquired from Byzantium, India, and other regions, creating one of history's most comprehensive collections of intellectual resources. This systematic effort, funded by the Abbasid state, sought to preserve and expand ancient knowledge. The translation process was meticulously organized, involving scholars from diverse religious and cultural backgrounds. Manuscripts from Greek, Indian, and Persian traditions, such as those by Aristotle, Ptolemy, Hippocrates, and Brahmagupta, were brought to Baghdad, often through diplomatic missions or military campaigns. By military campaign, I mean when Muslims won. Instead of asking for gold as compensation, they would ask for all of their books. Al-Ma'mun is said to have told his court attendees that he wanted all the knowledge of the world to exist within the boundaries of Baghdad. Texts were first translated into Syriac if they were Greek, then into Arabic, ensuring accuracy and accessibility. Hunayn ibn Ishaq then refined these works by adding commentaries and contextual explanations to clarify complex ideas. Scholars also developed specialized glossaries to standardize technical terms across translations. Acquiring these manuscripts required extensive geographic outreach. The Abbasid caliphs negotiated with rulers from distant lands, including the Byzantine Empire and India, to secure rare texts. For example, Al-Ma'mun maintained diplomatic relations with Emperor Theophilos of Byzantium, acquiring manuscripts such as Ptolemy's Almagest and other Greek classics, often as part of peace negotiations or in exchange for financial incentives. Manuscripts from India, like Brahmagupta's Brahmasphutasiddhanta, introduced advanced mathematics and astronomy, while Persian sources provided invaluable knowledge in medicine, administration, and literature. Yet while they gathered all the information the manuscripts contained, the scholars didn't hold back in criticizing the earlier giants and often correcting them. E.g., the famous book written by Ibn al-Haytham is known as Shukuk ala Batlamus, meaning doubts concerning Ptolemy. Can you imagine going against Ptolemy, whose work was considered a benchmark? An analogy would be to go against Albert Einstein, challenging his theory of relativity. However, the Abbasid caliphs played a crucial role in fostering this intellectual environment and encouraged criticism and out-of-the-box thinking. Al-Ma'mun, in particular, was deeply invested in knowledge, allocated substantial state funding, and offered high salaries to translators and scholars. He participated in theological and scientific debates. The translation movement produced profound results, preserving the intellectual heritage of ancient civilizations while fostering original contributions. Scholars at the House of Wisdom, such as al-Khwarizmi, developed new mathematical theories like algebra, from his book Al-Jabr wa al-Muqabala, and algorithms, the word is derived from his name al-Khwarizmi to algorithm, introduced the Hindu-Arabic numeral system and refined the concept of zero, revolutionizing calculations and laying the foundation for modern mathematics. Al-Kindi merged Greek philosophy with Islamic thought, advancing logic, cryptography, and music theory. While cryptography existed earlier, his use became the most refined and is still considered one of the best forms of cryptography. I have discussed this in detail with an example in the coming chapters. The House of Wisdom's legacy extends far beyond the Islamic world. Many translated works, along with their commentaries and expansions, were later translated into Latin and became the cornerstone of the European Renaissance. Figures like Fibonacci, Copernicus, and Descartes relied on these texts, transforming ancient ideas into tools for future innovation. I am sure you are curious by now about the structure called Bayt al-Hikmah, so let me address that now. Some records state that we have no known information about the physical vastness of Bayt al-Hikmah, where it was located, whether it was a symbolic name or whether it existed. Other records mention a place within the Abbasid palace, which had extensive libraries where manuscripts were stored, where scholars had free access and would often meet to discuss their findings and learnings. There has to be a place that existed. Where else would you store such massive manuscripts and findings? We can debate whether it was a separate building or within the palace. It is a valid point of discussion, and if there was a place, why were there no traces of it left behind? I blame the Mongols for that. It is a universal knowledge that Mongols destroyed every place they invaded to the last bit. Irrespective of the presence or the absence of a physical structure, what is not contentious is the fact that it played a significant role in bringing people from far-off lands to collaborate on some of the monumental projects initiated there within, and further the knowledge to make the world wiser and intellectually more advanced.